Hi guys, it's Mick. Welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. It's bitterly cold. We're looking at -5 at the moment. So I'm going to get a shelter up, get myself sorted, get some warmth going. Let's crack on with this video. Rigged up the guy line for the lavvu. So, let's get some pegs out. Pegs on a carabiner. Each one's got a loop pink string on it. That way I don't lose them. I know some people will laugh at the pink string, but hey, it makes it better than losing them. Let's peg this face out. Alright, let's process some wood and think about it carefully. Got my log here, my axe misses, it hits the log, not me. And always being very mindful of the fact that it's very cold. And of course, being cold means you're more likely to have an accident. Your grip is not as efficient. Your mind might not be thinking quite as accurately as it could be. So keep your risks to an absolute minimum. Be certain. And as you notice, I'm not using massive swings. Don't need to. I'm trying to spend as little energy as possible. Again, survival situation, minimum of effort, maximum of effect. So, and I tell you folks, it is cold, it is bitter. So I'm going to set up a wood stove. I'm going to intend on my shelter open fronted because I don't intend to stay here for long. Because of the height of the tent, I'm not going to put the legs up. So this is going to be sat on the ground here, I should say here. Chimney's going to run up here. And that way that will provide enough heat for what I need to do in there, keep myself warm and comfy, keep myself toasty, and if I needed to, I can then always bring this around with a little bit of a shuffle, set it up so that this pocket becomes my chimney vent, and then the other side can come round and it can close me all the way in. The height of these woods. It's cold, I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to run with an easy option. So we're going to go with a bit of fire gel. And just to give it a bit of heat under there, we'll see if we got fire gel lighter. Right, let's process some twigs. Right, that's got to be flew right up. get that going. So as we can see, the stove's going quite well. It's throwing off enough heat for me to be quite toasty even back here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a brew on, warm the insides. As you see, just got to be a bit careful of that licking against the canvas. So we'll just drop that over there like that. $700 mils of water. It's enough to make a brew or two. Slap the lid on that. Slap that over there. Right, my kettle is not quite big enough to span that. So by doing it this way, what I'm actually doing, I've got the flames licking up against the base of the kettle. I could, if I wanted, shut that and just cook on the metal, but I could do with a little bit of extra heat, because I was cold, I'll admit that. I was bitterly cold, and now I'm quite toasty. I'm quite happy. In actual fact, I'm more than happy. It's nice and warm inside this tent, and getting warmer. And bear in mind that this is an open fronted shelter. Yeah, I've got no complaints. Well, that's 10 minutes in. We're 10 minutes in and I am toasty in here. I've had to take my hat off. Proof for you? Yeah, still had to take my hat off. Yeah, even with this open front, I'm toasty. The brew's coming on. Move that way around. You might be able to hear that hissing away quite good. What I have done is I managed to, in the back of the car, I always keep a bit of silver birch. So I've taken that out and I'm using that. The oils in that are a bit better and it's a bit drier, and as you can see it makes a hell of a difference. So we got a fire going, we got a tent going, or got a shelter going. But as I say, if it really got bad, I could drop this front in. I'd be warm as toast in here. If anything, I'm a little bit too warm now. When I step outside, I really notice how cold it is. So we're going to get this brew on. Use the tent stove to keep ourselves warm and toasty. I've got a little bit of footage that I got yesterday of that little folding stove. That's doing absolutely astounding. I'm over the moon with that. It was cheap, and I was a bit put off with the construction at the beginning because it was cheap. However, what I found with time, with a little bit of fettling and taking care of it, because it is only light metal, it's definitely improved it. It's working nicely. So yeah, the folding stove was a bonus. The tent stove, well, you can't go wrong with a tent stove, and this is not an expensive tent stove. This is one of the cheaper ones. off of that generic site that we all use. Yeah, good bit of kit. Anyhow, what I would like to say to you, would I want a glass-sided one? Yes, I'd love a glass-sided one. It would give out an amazing amount of light. However, they are expensive, and I wanted something that was usable, efficient, and that I could crack on with, and this has proved to be just that. That combined with the lavvu. Yes, I could have set the lavvu up a little bit better, but I was in a hurry today. It was cold, so I wasn't in a true survival situation. I could go get in the car, get myself warm, head for home. However, I was testing my skills and my ability to get myself organised and get myself under cover. Practice, practice, practice. Talking of practice and skill sets, there's a lot of people on YouTube at the moment, and on the news, even on the mainstream news, and they're advocating using warm water on frozen windscreens in bags to defrost it in a hurry. Yeah, that would work in an emergency. If you really had to go there and then, it would work in an emergency. However, I tend to work on a belief that most engines are made up of plastics, metals, rubbers, all of which become brittle when they're cold. And my father always taught me to let the car run, let it warm up, let it defrost the windscreen, and his basic rule of thumb was once it defrosted the windscreen, the engine would be warm enough to function quite happily. The other thing he always used to like to put out, and I know modern oils are different, but oil itself thickens up when it's cold. So if it's thickening up when it's cold, is it lubricating as well as it should? By warming the engine and letting it just idle over, you're not putting it under any undue stress or pressure, and you're allowing the engine oil and all the fluids to warm up. The other thing is, by the time that's warmed up, your car's nice and warm inside and you're ready to go. However, I digress. It's just the way I do it, and it was just how I was taught to do it by my father, and it's always stood me in good stead in cold climates. A little bit of patience, maybe getting up a little bit earlier for work, take a little cup of coffee out with here. Where I am, I have to park 50 metres from the house, so again I can't leave the car running unattended, so I take out a mug of coffee with me, and I sit in the car and I grit my teeth and I put up with it until it's warmed up. And if anything, it helps me to appreciate the day in the car a little bit more. Yeah, it's me waffling. Whew. I think we can slow that down a little bit now. Yeah, so here we are in a lavvu in the woods with a tent stove, about to make a lovely cup of coffee, white with 2 sugars, instant. It's easy and it's how I like it. Ooh. And that is actually boiling, so that will do, mate. Chuck that in the cup. I'm losing a bit of light now, so I might move the camera outside. In actual fact, shall we do some scoff? Yeah. Let's get a ball in the bag going. You see how I position the handles away from the heat? Keeps them a little bit cooler, means I can touch them. And this stove is yeah, they're worth their weight, especially if you're doing tenting and stuff like that. Bear in mind, obviously I wouldn't want to use it in a nylon tent. Even if you're just out here for, like I am, for the day, it's a bit of shelter, it's a bit of improvement on the conditions. Right, I'm gonna move the camera now. Right guys, this has been Mick, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Hope you're good wherever you are. Stay safe. Love those you love. Forgive those you don't. Look after yourselves. Keep warm. Check on your neighbours. Check on your family and your friends. You know, it's as I say, it's winter. It's a difficult time of year for a lot of people. I'm going to keep harping on about it, but I'm going to get into my scoff now. So what I would like to say to you guys is 500 subscriber giveaways coming up. Start commenting, start subscribing, start liking, and we're already looking around for a prize, and it will be a good one within our meagre budget. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much those that have subscribed and liked and commented. I do appreciate it, and I do read them all. Yeah, be safe, be warm, take care wherever you are, look after yourselves, yeah, and thank you so very much. This is Mick. This has been Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Keep warm and toasty, because I certainly am. I might even have to take off another layer in a minute. Look after yourselves. I've got to wait for this to burn itself down, let it all cool down, collapse this down, and then I'm going to race home, get home, set the computer for the next whatever couple of hours, and do what I can to edit this lot down and get you out a reasonable video. I know it's not been one of the best, but however, I hope you liked it. This is Mick out. And a quick look around the woods. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Gareth, Tim, Stuart, JP and all the other guys that are part of Surrey 4x4 tours and training. They allow me to use this woods free of charge as a friend. In return, I come up and I give them a hand with a bit of the woodland maintenance occasionally, and I really appreciate it. They're a great organisation. They're going to jack up for me a training day for my Land Rover, so I can come up and learn how to drive off-road properly, and I believe I'm even going to get to use some of their Defenders. And I've been driving off-road most of my life, but you never stop learning, so they're going to take me through some of the skills. A couple of these guys, they are ex-Land Rover trainers, so they really know their stuff. One of them's done some expeditions, well, a couple of them done expeditions all around the world. So again, if you're looking for any 4x4 training, hit those guys up. They've got their own woods, they've got their own training areas. They run tours all over Surrey, all over Wales. They go up to the Midlands, they go, I believe they go to Scotland, and I believe they go and they do tours in places like Portugal and Africa. So great company, great bunch of guys, really pleasant, and you'll get to meet those on the off-roading video. Guys, just a quick wander around the camp, just in case I'm still... Right guys, just another quickie. Some of you might be able to help me out there. I got given a new knife this week. It came to me in very poor condition. Somebody had taken a Dremel to the blade to try and put a bevel on it, which never works. So I'm trying to do this one-handed and hold the camera, so please bear with me. So this is the knife. Very interesting. You see that and you think, hey, pen knife, folding knife. Then you see that and you think lock knife. Well, that would be illegal in the UK, wouldn't it? Interesting. No, you depress the thumb hole and it detaches the blade. And then in this pocket here, you have I'm not going to get them all out, but you have a selection of tools. You have a can opener, You have a very, very good quality file and screwdriver, which again, you can see some person had taken a Dremel to. Never works. But the knife itself, and I don't know if we can get that clear enough for you, but that says foreign made Fagan. Well, Fagan was a very old British knife manufacturer, of very, very good repute. Used to make a lot of stuff for officers and stuff. I do not know if they're still going. I don't think they are. And they were based in Sheffield. However, doing my research, it came up foreign made. And on the hilt here, it's stamped, and again, I don't know if you can see that, but it's stamped DRGM 1227103. Well, I happen to know that DRGM means that it was either a German or an Austrian patent, and patent licenses were issued from 1891 under those numbers through to, I believe, 1945 for anything that was made inside Austria or Germany, and especially if it was foreign made. So it's basically a licensed knife, licensed, I believe, by Fagan, but I'm not sure. But I've been looking around and I can't find any other of these knives anywhere. So if anybody knows what they were made for, the history of them, hit me up and let me know. It's a lovely knife, and I've been working it back using an oil stone. So I tried to get the blade back into its reasonably good condition and to try and get back to its profile. So if anybody knows anything out there about any knives that are made by the company Fagan or foreign make Fagan, whether it was a licensed product and who the manufacturer of that product would have been, I would be really interested to know. Somebody did come up with the idea that they were made for the Boy Scouts in Austria. I've done some research into that, and it doesn't actually look like the knife that they were issued. Oh guys, anyhow, just a bit of interest, tag on the end. That's Mickey out.